The world's largest direct carbon capture plant just went online. More on that in moments, but first, not all connected speakers have a voice assistant built in. The Sonos One SL, for instance, doesn't have a microphone, so if you want to use your voice to control such devices, you may need to pick up a secondary smart speaker, such as Amazon's Echo Dot. As luck would have it, that little Alexa-enabled device is on sale for $28. That's 44% off and just $5 more than the record low price. And the new iPad Pro and iPad Air and the internet's reaction to how they've been advertised may have been the big Apple news of the week, but we're turning our attention to AirPods for our latest deals roundup. More specifically, all 4 models in Apple's wireless headphone lineup are currently on sale. The noise-canceling AirPods Pro and 3rd-gen AirPods are down to lows of $180 and $140 respectively, while the entry-level earbuds and top-end AirPods Max are both cheaper than usual at $80 and $450. Find the latest news and reviews on these gadgets and more at Engadget.com. Swiss startup Climeworks has done it again. The company just opened the world's largest carbon capture plant in Iceland, dwarfing its own record of how much CO2 it can pull from the air. The company's previous record-holding carbon capture plant, Orca, sucks around 4,000 tons of CO2 from the atmosphere per year, but the new plant can handle nearly 10 times that, as reported by the Washington Post. The plant's called Mammoth and boasts 72 industrial fans that can pull 36,000 tons of CO2 from the air each year. Just like with Orca, the CO2 isn't recycled. It's stored underground and eventually trapped in stone, permanently, within reason, removing it from the environment. The plant's actually located on a dormant volcano, so it'll make a great hideout for a James Bond villain should it ever cease operations. The location was chosen for its proximity to the Helishidi geothermal energy plant, which is used to power the facility's fans and heat chemical filters to extract CO2 with water vapor. After extraction, the CO2 is separated from the steam, compressed, and dissolved in water. Finally, it's pumped 2,300 feet underground into volcanic basalt. This compound reacts with the magnesium, calcium, and iron in the rock to form crystals, which become solid reservoirs of CO2. It's pretty nifty technology. However, it's not the end-all solution to climate change. It's barely a blip. For the world to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, we should be removing something like 6 to 16 billion tons of CO2 per year from the air, said Climeworks founder Jan Wurzbacher, according to reporting by CBS News. Therein lies the problem. This facility, the largest of its kind by a wide margin, can capture up to 36,000 tons of CO2 from the air each year, but that's just 0.0006% of what's needed to meet the minimum annual removal threshold as indicated by Wurzbacher. There are other plants, of course, but all of them combined don't make a serious dent in what's required to pull us from the brink. To that end, Wurzbacher has pleaded with other companies to take up the cause. He says that Climeworks has a goal of surpassing millions of tons captured per year by 2030 and 1 billion by 2050. The company's chief technology officer, Carlos Hartel, told 60 Minutes that scaling up the process globally is possible, but requires political will to rally behind the initiative. The Biden administration recently committed $4 billion to jumpstart the industry here in the States and earmarked $1.2 billion for a pair of large-scale projects. The U.S. Department of Energy also started a program called Carbon Negative Shot, with a goal of fostering the development of budget-friendly carbon capture technology. The method of carbon capture deployed by Climeworks is just one of many approaches. These processes range from stacks of limestone blocks that absorb CO2 like a sponge to giant hot air balloons that freeze and trap the chemical compound. Restoring forests is another option, which is something companies like Apple and Goldman Sachs have experimented with. Which one is the best? All of them, together deployed at global scale, whatever it takes. Climate change isn't fooling around. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Lawrence Bonk and was produced by Spoken Lair. I'm Imran Sheikh, and as always, we'll talk more tomorrow.
SpokenLayer.